Hi everyone, this is Dr. Chhoda and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer, for being a subscriber. I'll give you the latest status of the negotiations between the White House and the Democrats, specifically between US Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. And before I do that, please, if you're not a subscriber yet, please consider clicking subscribe. Please enable notifications. That's your vote of confidence in us. Me and my team work very hard to give you this information. For us, it's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. We are not Democrat. We are not Republican. We are American. So please consider subscribing. Please enable notifications. And if you learn something new, please consider clicking the like button below. In an interview this morning, Secretary Mnuchin specifically said that the administration would be getting back to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi this afternoon with a proposal similar in size to the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal. Now, if you remember, the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal was right around $1.5 trillion, potentially going as high as $1.8 trillion if the economy demanded it next year. And the cost could actually even drop as low as $1.2, $1.3 trillion if the economy improved faster than expected, if everything got back on track. It had a lot of good things in it. Unfortunately, it was too low for the Democrats and it was still too high for Republican senators. Now, I will show you a segment where the Treasury Secretary specifically says that they will get back to House Speaker Pelosi and they're trying to make something happen. But I do want you to understand that when the Treasury Secretary was specifically asked about, hey, can you actually get enough Republican senators? Can you actually get enough GOP senators to back this kind of a proposal? He did not provide a clear answer. So I just want to be clear about this because it doesn't, even if the two sides agree, even if House Speaker Pelosi and Treasury Secretary agree, what needs to happen is that bill needs to be passed by the House, needs to be passed by the Senate, and then signed into law by the President. So the question is, will the House Speaker agree? Then the next question is, will enough senators back something like this? Will enough GOP, Republican senators back something like this? So please be aware of all of these variables. Unfortunately, this is not a black and white situation. It should be, but it's not. So that's where things stand right now. Let's roll the tape and see exactly what the Treasury Secretary had to say when he was specifically asked about, are we likely to see more stimulus and what's going to happen today? Let's roll the tape.
What's going to happen in terms of another financial aid package? We've got millions of Americans who are out of work. We've got businesses, small and large, that are in crisis at this point through no fault of their own. Will we see another financial package to aid them before Election Day?
Well, the President and I are working hard on a bipartisan proposal. I spoke to Speaker Pelosi several times over the weekend. We had a conversation for about an hour yesterday, going through different aspects of it, and I expect I will come back with her later this afternoon and we'll deliver a response. So I think we'll have a very reasonable response, something that's very similar to what has been the bipartisan proposal that the Problem Solvers has worked on. And I hope we can get something done because, as you said, there are clearly still businesses out there, small businesses that are impacted. We need more money for kids going to school. We need liability protection for small businesses to open the economy. And we're going to continue to work hard to try to get those results to the American people that are impacted.
Now, the second segment of this interview was also extremely telling because if you saw the debate last night, and boy, oh boy, was it a doozy. By the way, if you want me to cover my analysis of the debate, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to do that for my viewers and subscribers. But if you saw the debate last night, I mean, there was no decorum in the debate, and I think I didn't hear anything about policy. I want to hear about policy. I want to hear a calm and rational conversation. I want to hear about what's going to be done for the country in the next 4 years. So, in fact, the Treasury Secretary was specifically asked how was his conversation, how was his rancor, how was his decorum with House Speaker Pelosi, and he said that they're calm, they focus on business. He also said there are a lot of areas that both sides agree on. And I do want to give credit to the demeanor of the US Treasury Secretary because, you can see he's trying as hard as he can, but, he's not the only person making a decision here. There are many, many, many other individuals. He's a lead negotiator. So what he said was that both sides have many commonalities. And he did say something that was very, very significant. He said, we are going to give this, I quote, one more serious try. What this means is the proposal that's going to go from the White House to the House Speaker later this afternoon is probably going to be the final attempt, because he said we're going to give it one more serious try. There are more variables involved. I'll cover those. But first, let's roll the tape and see what the US Treasury Secretary had to say when he was specifically asked about what's likely to happen and what is the nature of your relationship with House Speaker Pelosi. Let's roll the tape.
And you are probably the person most in the administration who has reached across the aisle to try and have these conversations. Although I have gotten a sense lately that you've been a little frustrated, too. I just wonder, in those conversations with Speaker Pelosi, is it more or less contentious than the debate we saw last night?
Well, the Speaker and I have a relationship which it's all business. I think we're very effective in communicating with each other. In many cases, we do have things that we agree on, and we have things that there are differences. And we're trying to see if both of us can manage a package that gets some of what everybody wants.
Do you think that's likely? Because I have to say, at this point on Wall Street, most people have written off the idea that there will be any package that can be decided, at least not before the election.
Well, I say we're going to give it one more serious try to get this done, and I think we're hopeful that we can get something done. I think there's a reasonable compromise here. It's something that the president very much wants to get done and make sure that we help those parts of the economy that still need help. So we're going to try to see if we can get something passed.
So there you have it, everybody. As you can see, the U.S. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin is trying. I'm sure the House Speaker is trying as well to get a bill together that matches what most of her constituents want, what the Democrats want, what is best for the country. I am not going to get into a blame game on either side, because I don't think that's constructive. We'll wait and see what happens. We'll definitely get more news coming out this afternoon. In summary, the U.S. Treasury Secretary said he was hopeful that the White House and Democrats can strike a deal. Pretty windy here, as you can tell. And he said again, he's hopeful. And he said, I say we're going to give it one more serious try to get this done. And I think we are hopeful we can get something done. I think there is a reasonable compromise here. And the Treasury Secretary said he hopes to find a quote, an understanding with Speaker Pelosi on a broad relief package. And if this has to happen, I believe that this is going to happen in the next 24 hours. And if it doesn't happen, then that is the card that we are dealt. So it seems like they're going to propose something in the $1.5 trillion range, just because, I want to be clear, just because the administration proposes it, and if House Speaker Pelosi accepts it. Previously, they rejected it. If House Speaker Pelosi accepts it, we still need Republican senators to be able to get behind this. So please keep that in mind. I want to repeat this for us at Ignition Time, and for you, my viewers and subscribers. I'm sure all of us want what's best for the country. It's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. It's not about being Democrat or Republican. It's about being American. So House Speaker Pelosi again had previously rejected the plan, but it's very clear that the $1,200 stimulus checks are necessary. We need quick cash now. I know my viewers and subscribers need money to keep the lights on, to pay rent, to be able to put food on the table. And House Speaker Pelosi said, and I quote, she's hopeful about a potential for an agreement. We'll see what they come back with today and how our negotiations go next. That is where things stand right now, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. That is your vote of confidence in what I'm doing, in all the hard work that my team and I put together. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. My name is Dr. Chhoda. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. You can get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. And you can get added to our SMS list. You can also get added to our email list, ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. You can opt out of the SMS or the emails at any point in time. No worries about that. You can also bookmark our channel, youtube.com/ignitiontime. That's youtube.com/ignitiontime. Sometimes YouTube doesn't send out notifications. This way you can visit our homepage at any time and, bookmark our channel and then just check out our videos anytime you want. You can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time, and you can get exclusive content on Instagram. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time, so that you can get exclusive content on Twitter. Remember, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.